Yeah.
Let's call a meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Belsley.
Here.
Dobb.
Here.
Hare.
Here.
Herman. Here. Kaufman.
Here.
Newhouse.
Yes, here.
We have a quorum.
Pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There are no public hearings scheduled for tonight, nor are there any special presentations. Would anyone in this audience like to make a statement to the group? Let's start from the left. Gentleman in the black.
Gentleman in the black. Ron, like we don't know each other. Chris Clark, 214 Ridge. There's been a lot of, I'll make this very brief. There's been a lot of information and controversy and statements in the press about what was or wasn't said during your campaign. The only thing I know is what you said to me when you and I had a one-on-one sit-down during one of your campaign events at Schooners. And when I asked you about video gaming, you said you had no problem with it. As a result of the vote several weeks ago, we have businesses that have already closed. We have businesses that are in the process of closing. And we have businesses that will not be opening. I'm sure that this is not the legacy that you wanted.
Anyone else?
Hi, Marie Arundel from Schooners in Morton, 630 West Jackson. Mr. Mayor, we feel betrayed and let down. You did say you saw no problem with the gaming machines. Had you said you were not sure, we would not be so upset. It's not about the machines that we are here this evening. It's about the lying and what you're doing to the town of Morton. We're not mad at the churches or Mr. Kaufman, Mr. Belsley, or Mrs. Herman. Your lying is what has us so upset.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to listen to this. If people here tonight have a public issues statement, then we're here to listen. Personal attacks are not going to be tolerated.
It's
I
not
will
a
not hear it.
personal
It is
attack.
personal. No.
He lied to us. We can't.
That is a personal issue between you and the mayor. You voted for him. He is the mayor.
You're right, because he told us
He
we could
is the
have the
mayor.
machines is why we
He has
voted
a right
for
to his
him.
vote. However much I might disagree with it, but I will not sit here and listen to a personal attack on any trustee.
Who's in charge of the meeting? Then why don't you leave that?
Well, because I belong here.
It's freedom.
And but
Let her speak.
freedom of speech.
Let her speak.
I'm sorry. Personal attacks have no place. You may leave.
Trustee Newhouse, I really appreciate that, but they're feeling a lot of pain, and I'd like to let them express it.
All right.
Go ahead, Marie.
Your lying is what has us so upset. Lying about that you did not say okay to gaming. Lying about telling people Mike Bush said okay to gaming, not you. If not for Mike Bush, you would not be sitting there. Lying about what you said to Mr. Davies after the last meeting. You've honestly taken Family Circle and turned it into Family Circus. Thank you.
Next.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Tom Skaggs. I'm a member of the American Legion right now. Currently, I'm an Americanism officer, past commander a couple times. And we just like to express our disappointment in the vote. We relied on those machines for a little bit extra income that we give back to the community, as in the way of scholarships, citizenship, girls and boys state, amongst other programs. By this vote, it will strictly inhibit us from giving money back to the community. So we were under the impression that we were going to get them, and so this will really curtail our income down at the Legion, and we, at this point, financially, we don't know if we'll be able to do it. Thank you.
Anyone else? There being no one else, the next point is we're going to go over the bills. Is there anyone, would you like to make a statement?
Yes, please.
Hello there, Jeff Clark, live at 448 Ballman. This is not about gaming. This is about the safety of citizens on Ballman Street. Previously had a conversation with Chief Hilliard. Been living there for about a year, and I believe that 30 mile per hour on that street is excessive, and people are using that street as a cut through around the four-way intersection. There's about 20 kids that live on that street from what I can count, and I don't want those children hurt. I've had a great conversation through email. He has patrolled the area, has not observed any speeding at this time. What I'm asking for is that street currently, if you're headed northbound, does not have any speed limit signs. I request that we add speed limit signs and continue monitoring that street, because really I'm just concerned about the kids on that street. Obviously there's an alleyway on the back side of Ballman, and when you see families having to have their kids learn how to ride a bicycle on the back side of Ballman, it's, to me, not acceptable. So I just wanted to present that to you, and thank you for your email and conversation. Just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
We're now going to look at the bills. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to pull any of the bills that are listed? Would any of the trustees like to pull any of the bills? Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move approval, Your Honor.
Second by Belsley.
Yeah. Call it.
Belsley.
Yes.
Dobb.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
I have nothing. Does the village clerk have anything?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Village administrator.
The first item on my list is I am asking for approval to transfer $553,000 from the general fund, $169,000 from the water and wastewater depreciation fund, and $180,000 from the stormwater depreciation fund to the capital projects to fund the various projects that have taken place here and there, that are taking place here in the village.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Jeff and Ginger. Is there any discussion? Call it.
Dobb.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
Belsley.
Yes.
Administrator.
The second item on my list is I am requesting permission to submit a notice of possible cancellation to the IML-RMA, which is our Illinois Municipal League Risk Management Association. They handle our property and casualty insurance. I'm just requesting this so that I can look at a couple of different options that would allow us to obtain additional coverage, give us a little bit of flexibility. Although the carrier already knows that we're looking at this, I just want to submit an official letter telling them we may or may not. I spoke with our carrier or our agent, and she said that that was fine. Just explaining that we may or may not. It gives us a little bit of time to evaluate our options before renewal.
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Jeff and Any discussion?
I think this is a good thing. We've, that Cindy, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm looking past it. With Wendy, I apologize. That Wendy has looked into and researched for us, and with the upcoming notice of cancellation that we would have to be providing our current carrier, I think, as she explained, it gives us the most flexibility to be able to have the options of continuing coverage with our current carrier, or also subject to more information that we're hopefully going to be finding out in the coming days ahead. It'll give us also the option or the flexibility to make other adjustments as needed with coverage. So I don't see a downside to this. It just gives us more flexibility in making an informed decision in the future.
Yeah, this seems like a relatively simple thing, but Wendy's done a lot of work on it.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? Call it.
Hare.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
Belsley.
Yes.
Dobb.
Yes.
Chief of Police.
Just a reminder that this Saturday from 10 to 2 at our police station, we'll be partnering again with the DAA for the National Take Back Initiative. It's to collect expired and used drugs. We take all solids, any liquids in original containers, but do not take any intravenous medications.
Corporate Counsel.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Director of Fire and Emergency Services.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Director of Public Works.
I have 2 items tonight, Your Honor. First item is resolution number 13-13, a resolution supporting improvements at the intersection of Cortland and North Main Street. This is a project I'd be submitting for through PUATS. So we're looking at a time frame of 2019 approximately when this would be constructed. So this is not a project, it's me submitting to get funding for this project.
Discussion or motion? Do you make a motion?
Yeah, approve.
Second? Newhouse, second. Did you want to speak to this issue?
I was just curious, what's the percentage that we'd end up paying on that?
It says PUATS is 70-30, so we have to participate in 30% and they do 70.
So it's really planning ahead.
Yes, it's planning ahead. Other communities will submit on projects, so it just, and we had several projects, but you like to bring to the top the ones that could get selected, knowing what the scoring system is, and this project would come to the top as far as our projects that we would submit on.
Well, one of their criteria is like the effect on regional transportation, I think.
Sure.
And that being the main arterials for a region would probably give it score pretty
Definitely,
well.
that would be one
compared
of the
to-
categories. Yep.
Any additional discussion? Call it.
Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
Belsley.
Yes.
Dobb.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Second item, I'd like to ask for approval to waive formal bidding and accept an agreement for weed spraying services with Service First Lawn Care Incorporated. We've had 2 3-year contracts. This is for the same price as the last 6 years. They've done an excellent job, and working with Trustee Kaufman, we'd like to continue this contract with Service First.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Jeffrey's been fair. Any discussion?
He really does an excellent job and works with the street superintendent. We've even included all of Detroit to get rid of the dandelions on Detroit. It's getting to be a yellow rug out there. So he's really done a fabulous job.
Any other discussion? Call it.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.
Belsley.
Yes.
Dobb.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Planning and zoning.
Nothing tonight.
Trustee Belsley.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Trustee Dobb.
Nothing tonight.
Trustee Hare.
Nothing tonight.
Trustee Herman.
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Trustee Kaufman.
Just one item concerning the Business District Commission. Recently, the commissions felt like they've needed some legal counsel advice, so we thought we'd ask that we entertain the idea of having a village administrator ask when we need a counsel. So we anticipate we'd like to have it that they can ask for the legal counsel. Village administrator would have them attend the meeting, and then she would be in charge of the bills. What we don't want is 4 or 5 people calling the lawyer and running the bill up. One person's in charge of the bill. And I think there'd be some meetings where they wouldn't possibly need it. There's a lot of decisions on that commission that don't have to be decided that night, but some questions do come up, what can't be done, or how it should be done legally. So some of those questions could be, Wendy could entertain those at a later date. So as we see this resolution here before us, I'd like to make a motion to approve with the added to that with the discretion of the village administrator, or however we might word that, that she does the inviting or not inviting.
Is the intention that she approve the use or that she just be
Yes.
the gatekeeper?
Both.
Okay, so it's up to her to decide whether or not they can contact the
She is the
attorney.
village administrator. She attends
Okay.
those meetings. She knows what's going on. That way you don't have the trustee that sits there or chairman or any commissioner deciding. They'd have to go through her. She'd be the checks and balances. Obviously, she'd check with the chairman or the trustee, but somebody ultimately has to make that phone call, and I think that should be under the administrator. I'd let Wendy say, you have anything to add to that?
I think ultimately, if we, I get a little uncomfortable with it because I have to sign off on those bills. So I wanted to make sure that if anybody is calling an attorney, it went through me. So I know. My fear was, if we say this, that's fine. But then if I have 7 commissioners calling an attorney, how do I know when the bill comes in how long they talked or whatever? So if it goes through one person, that's a good idea. I think having the ability to have the attorney come in and maybe present the roles and responsibilities. We have new members. We're going to continuously have new members probably next year and the year after. Being able to have that flexibility so that they can come in and explain, here's what we do. And a lot of times I get the question, well, can we do that? Well, sometimes I just don't know. And at least having an attorney that you can bounce things off of that keeps us all legal, I guess, and within the limits of the law, I think would be a good idea.
The intention is to use Tom Davies?
I believe so. And then I think that the way I understood it was if he's unavailable, if he sees if Attorney McGrath is available, he ultimately, I think that Pat works with Tom, so they, they get to decide that.
It's to keep us in compliance, so we know the rules, regulations, the new members. And there is some issues come up now and then. Can we really do this?
I will second, Your Honor, with an amendment. I would like the arrangement to be that there is regular attendance by the attorney subject to the discretion of the village administrator, so that there's not business that requires an attorney, she can direct that. But we have regular attorney representation for the Zoning Board of Appeals, for the Plan Commission, and in the meeting that I attended on behalf of Trustee Kaufman, there were at least 3 items that came up that would have benefited from or required legal counsel. So I think the Business District Commission, given the level of its responsibility, ought to have the same kind of representation as does the Plan Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Jeff,
And
do
I
you
would amend my
accept that?
motion. I think that'd be the correct motion.
Okay.
And it's satisfactory to me that if administrated through the village attorney's office here, that's fine. That will replace the former assignment, which was from Miller Holland Triggs.
Because I think as you find out, if the village trustees have a question of the mayor, we're all going to go to Wendy's desk. So I think she needs to know what's going on.
Would those attorney fees be paid out of the Business District Commission?
I would assume.
Yes.
Fund then?
Yes.
Okay.
I would assume so.
But there's no reason to just run the bill up if we don't have to.
Oh, I totally understand. I just wanted to
They should be
verify.
paid out of the
Yes.
Business District revenues.
My understanding is they were more interested in who to call rather than the fact that they really needed somebody.
Right.
Well, I think they concluded that last meeting that I attended, there was a sense that they could use the guidance, or so I perceived.
And this would give the village administrator procedure, who to call. and any new chairmans, as the chairman's change.
Any other discussion on this issue? Paula?
Newhouse.
Yes.
Belsley.
Yes.
Dobb.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Trustee Newhouse?
2 items, Your Honor. The first one is a Tazewell County zoning case, which basically it's on the agenda because we are required to review it. It's within our mile and a half. I've discussed it with Mr. Spangler, and there is no impact, requires no action. The other one is an amendment, or I'm sorry, I've got them backwards. The amendment to the zoning code requires no action. The Tazewell County zoning case has to do with a piece of property that's within our mile and a half and creates a flag-shaped lot, which we would not typically approve. After discussion with Mr. Spangler, we've agreed that he will advise, subject to agreement here, he will advise that the Village of Morton would not approve it, but defer to the county in its judgment. It has no specific impact on Morton either.
I actually had a question on that case. They are not within the village limits, but they're within our mile and a half.
Yes.
So the subdivision, our subdivision code, would that apply to them? Or, the reason I'm asking is because Roger, agreed to waive the road frontage, or make it, from 200 down to 131. And so I wondered if that is, like, he has the authority to do that, or that would be his recommendation to the county, or how that?
We typically recommend to the county based on our policy. They, in the end, vote to make their decision. So we've had some of these before. Sometimes they follow our guidelines. If there's something we feel really strongly about in the past, we've taken a strong position. I think the county has recognized it, but typically where it has no significant impact on Morton, we simply report our standard and defer to the county to make the judgment. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Spangler?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Trustee Newhouse, that was just informational purposes. You don't require a vote.
Mr. Attorney, do we require a vote on that? I don't think so.
I don't know what your past practice has been. I don't believe that.
We have not, I think, in the past.
If it's a
so-
no comment,
Yeah.
it's
Not
probably
unless
just
you're
a-
asking.
Yeah, it's informative unless someone has an issue. Thank you.
Next item.
That's it.
Okay.
I will have, next meeting, a report on the Illinois Municipal League Conference, which Trustee Herman and I attended on behalf of the village this past week.
I'll have my report also at the next week meeting.
Do any of the trustees have any other issues they'd like to bring up? If not,
Move for adjournment.
second? Belsley, second. Paula?
Belsley.
Yes.
Dobb.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Kaufman.
Yes.
Newhouse.
Yes.